Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So for this reading, I already pulled cards, but the other one didn't work, so I've got some pulled. I'll let you know. We were using the Archangel Raphael deck, and then we had fortune reading cards. And so for all I wanted to know was, like, at this season, at this time, what is the best thing for us to work on and focus on to reflect? And so for the fortune reading cards, we had birth, we had angel, and then we had love. And that's the first ones I pulled. And then from that, especially from the birth and the angel, it showed me that at this time in summer, that we're kind of being bombarded with all these different frequencies, that it's a really good time to go out and like soak up the sun, just because it seems that we have a lot more angelic help for clearing up old patterns. So for the actual Archangel Raphael cards, it said forgiveness heals with recovery, and then we had stretch. So forgiveness heals came out with the birth card. And so that's what I feel like with the forgiveness, it comes with an ending, right? There's something that happens, and in order for you to forgive something, there must have been something that hurt you, right? That caused that pain, that death. But with that death, with that pain came this rebirth. And this rebirth says, universal energy brings you opportunity and possibility. So from that, it really needed you to heal. And so it says, forgiveness heals. Dear God and Archangel Raphael, I'm willing to forgive myself and others in exchange for what I really want, peace and health. So in the past, because this is in the past energy spot, that there was a need to let go of something, and then a rebirth happened. We had to let go of the old in order for the new to come. And this new has been kind of like sparking in the background. It's just been like twinkling. It's like, what's that called? Smolder, ember, something like that. I'm just seeing it like, just be like a little bit, and then it's gonna like take more energy. So what I'm seeing is like summer. Summer is the cups energy in tarot, and the heat and the passion. And so that's what I'm seeing with the angels, is like all this extra fire energy. And this fire energy is love. It says, love surrounds all of your connections. Move forward positively in all areas of your life. So there's this little bit of fire happening with this smolder, with this birth. You've had this like phoenix rising moment, and it's just at the start. So this is kind of like in the past though. So this has been happening underneath, and you've been going through your forgiveness and your healing, and it's like this new rebirth. Everything that was old had to like be burnt away, and now all that's left is like the fresh. And the fresh is, as this one says, I'm willing to forgive myself and others in exchange for what I really want, peace and health. So with the old and the letting go of everything, that's what this was. It was your recovery period. It says, thank you for holding my hand throughout my recovery period upon the path to radiant health. So as each part had to be taken away and burnt, and it was a very excruciating process, right? To actually like let go of those cords and those bonds and relationships that kept us tied to toxic patterns. And it says, your angels are guiding and protecting you on this spiritual journey. And that's what I feel like now is like, in the past, it said what you really want is like peace and health. And then as this one said, thank you for holding my hand throughout my recovery upon the path to radiant health. So that little ember, it started to like pick up, and then it caught on fire. And so at this moment, I feel like things are intense. I feel like your heart is on fire. It's burnt away everything. It's only got the healthy wood now. All the things that were old and dead and rotten, like it's been transmuted. And it took a little bit of a go. I'm hearing for some of you, you flow like the seasons do, right? In winter, you let go of all the old, and then when spring comes, you do your spring cleaning, right? You seem to be on cycle. But I'm hearing that this time, that some of you have been coming, that it hasn't been as effortless. It's not quite like how a tree grows leaves and then just lets them go. That letting go has been harder for you. That this recovery to this radiant health is like years and years of cycles that you're going through, an even deeper karmic one. And so that's kind of exciting, because I feel like you didn't know that you're the phoenix, right? The phoenix rising. You tried so hard to stop that death. You felt things dying. You felt like it being burnt away, and you were like trying to save that and contain it and manage it, and it blew up in your face. And so now it's like that I'm seeing like being blown up in the face, and it kind of like burning all the extra energy that you had to contain it. And so now you just have to like be in recovery. You have to be in, like, I almost see like ER in the special unit, maybe special burn victims unit or something, you know, and take care of yourself. Because as this one said, when it came to forgiveness, I'm willing to forgive myself and others. And so I feel like it's you trying to contain and play with fire. That is the forgiveness for yourself. It's like time. It's like, why did I waste so much time on things that right? Remember seeing those seasons? You grow your leaves, you let go of the leaves, and then you continue that cycle. It's like, if I had only, and now I'm almost seeing it as like breaststroke. And like, that's one of the swimming things that like you use less effort to get farther. So you can sit there and you can judge yourself and be mad at yourself that you took longer to learn things that was an easy cycle. But the fact that you learned whatever that karmic toxic bond was, right? The only reason why you couldn't go into the flow of that cycle so easy is because there was a pattern or something that was a little bit deeper. So we need to give yourself credit for learning that deeper groove isn't something just so superficial. Like you go to school and they're like, today we're going to teach you math. And then like, this is the rules. There's no rules to life. There's no rules to relationships and feelings and learning. There just isn't. Our souls grow at, I'm hearing ridiculous rates, but especially in this lifetime. In this lifetime, I think they're showing in past lifetimes that things have taken so long to complete a karmic cycle. And so like this year, it's like, dude, you learned it. Like maybe you held on to this for 5 years and maybe you should have learned it within 1 year, but you still learned it. Whereas in the past, they're saying it might have even taken you lifetimes to learn that. So I don't know. It's just saying, don't be so hard on yourself. Forgiveness. And so that's what I see mostly the recovery is like you learning to forgive yourself and accept the angelic help around you. It's like, all right, universe, like we've done this healing. We've had this phoenix moment. I got my water wings back on and jumping back in the pool, because coming out in the pool is love. And I feel excited for this love. So love surrounds all your connections. Move forward positively in all areas of your life. And so, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing from this to this, it's like putting on your water wings. And maybe those water wings don't really help you much, but I almost feel like it's like a peace of mind thing. It's like I've got protection. So maybe that's what they're saying as well, is to, with this recovery, not need to hold on to things that are meant to be let go of. And That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that you held on to things, and so you think going forward that that's the same route that this love will come. Something's amiss. Okay, so we do have this stretch card. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for staying by my side and motivating me to take excellent care of myself in all ways. It's the child. It's inner child. It's almost like, with the love. So the stretch and this inner child is what I'm seeing. That's a little bit of what this recovery is, because this is the present moment. We're still a little bit in recovery and love is coming, but it's like there's a little bit of forgiveness that needs to happen. And that forgiveness is landing on birth when we were children. So when we were children, we kind of had an idea of what we thought love was, or how love was supposed to unfold for us. And so we build bonds and connections with people, and we have this loyalty to them. But what I'm seeing is like this little girl being stuck, that like, that's my soulmate, that's my something. And like, as this one said, putting all, like trying to make that work. She saw the sinking ship, right? Things were getting burnt and stuff, and that partnership and everything falling through. And so I see all of that gone. And then I see the now, and the now being like ready to go into like love again. But that inner child being like, well, I felt stupid. I didn't know what I was talking about. I didn't know what I was thinking. And so, as this one said, thank you for staying by my side and motivating me to take excellent care of myself in all ways. This recovery is saying, thank you for holding my hand throughout my recovery. What this recovery is this forgiveness for this child. Inner child. The inner child wanted something, and it had something to do with love and worthiness. So I'm being told to pull 2, and then we can wrap it up. Just a simple one today. I kept talking about the phoenix, so I'm not surprised that the phoenix comes out. And then we got key. We got the key in reverse. And then the phoenix is like kind of stuck. I don't know if it was forward or backwards, but key in reverse. New beginnings, directions, and adventures await for those who are ready to let go of the past. It was in reverse. This inner child is not quite ready to move forward because there is a little bit of inner child healing still to come, because whatever you let go of, the inner child, again, is like, but I really wanted that. And they're having a hard time. They're feeling like a failure. And so there's this new beginning. So it's saying, the phoenix, be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. So I am picking up a little bit because we are in the recovery mode right now with Archangel Raphael really holding space and holding our hands and really helping us to learn self-forgiveness. And after a period of crisis, I feel like the inner child kind of went through a crisis. Maybe you did, and it's like, maybe you're not a child. You didn't connect the inner child to it. Maybe you just went through a really bad year. And so there is a little bit of inner child healing to do. So go back to, as this one said, being prepared to be renewed. I almost feel like you know that it's time to go. It's time to close that door. It's time to have something exciting happen. But I see that inner child being like, I can't go. I can't go yet because like the house is on fire. I can't just leave the house on fire. And you're like, no, but this is old. This is toxic. And like taking that inner child through that door, locking that door, and then going on to happier and healthier. That's almost what I see. I see a little of that inner child being like, yeah, but we have to stop this. We have to fix this. What I get from this is like, inner child, you may have been in an environment where there seemed to be lots of screaming or fighting or yelling, and that child always was like, I don't like this energy. I want the peace. So that brings us back to this forgiveness. What I really want is peace and health. So I feel like that this inner child, every time they're around someone, because I just keep hearing people yelling or shrieking, and it makes like the inner child like kind of tense up and is like, I gotta fix this because everyone's mad. And so there's a little bit of like inner child healing for that, just to be like, you know what? Like, you did the best that you could with the resources that you had. There are times that we just have to walk away from situations. And so that's what I see is like going back, getting the inner child, closing that door and locking it and letting it burn down. I don't really see like you as the phoenix. I feel like there was parts attached to you and stuff, and all that burnt away, and that kind of was a crisis because you were so used to getting that energy daily, and now that you don't have that energy, it's like finding that balance within. And rather than connecting to toxic people, you now connect to like the angelic help. And so that's where this recovery kind of comes in. I feel like it's after the crisis. I feel fire. I feel scared. I feel lonely. I feel all these little emotions kind of coming up and out. And then having a moment of realization that that is over with, that that door is closed, it's been sealed, it's been locked, and I'm still here. I'm still in peace. And then with that moment being like, well, what do you want to do now? Like, we could do anything. And finally, like, washing your hands clean of that, right? You got your little water wings on, and the water will come and soothe that. It will take you to the next chapter, the next journey, the next destination. It says, be ready to be renewed. And so with Stretch, thank you for staying by my side and motivating me to take excellent care of myself in all ways. And that's what I see is just like in this recovery time, going back and getting that inner child out of the burning building. So to sum it all up, I got chariot in reverse. It says, charge ahead with confidence, stay strong and focused. It's in reverse because you don't need to charge ahead. It's just saying, take up space where you are now. I feel like that's what most of this was explaining, is like the past is still kind of being let go. There's a little bit of embers in those things still. It started off as embers, then it turned to flames, and then everything was on fire. And then a crisis happened. And like that has been kind of soothed. And you close the door. Now it's like that going back to the scene. I'm kind of being brought to like after a house has been kind of, after the fire, you kind of go and you just see like the remnants and like what kind of lasted and survived and things like that, and like taking account. It's almost like I see it almost like hot still, but not on fire. And that's where this phoenix rising moment is going to come. There will be settling in the ashes. There's something to do with like ashes and dust. And then from that, a new spark coming, and it will be love. Love surrounds all your connections. So that inner child, they're gonna heal so fast. It's like, I think all they do is like, they felt trapped in that burning building. They've been stuck in those fights, that fight or flight for so long. And once you kind of take them into the now, they're going to see the damage, and that's going to be a little bit of healing still to do. The damage to your heart, that forgiveness to yourself. And then they're going to see that regeneration happens. Right? All that burnt ground has now got green grass growing up. There's always something new. Roses are starting to grow through the heartache. So at the end of it, I just see her standing there by the tree. I'm almost getting like, yeah, Buddha found enlightenment by the tree. I see you kind of going, getting your inner child out of that burning building, healing them, thriving with them, and going off to the next chapter, and closing that huge chapter. For some, as it said, was like seasonal, but this happens all the time. It's just little things that you always have to let go of. But for some, this is a major completion karmic cycle that they just went through. So then afterwards, I see the inner child sitting by the tree and then getting that enlightenment, that peace that they always seeked when they were trying to stop the fires. So overall energy right now is just, again, with the Chariot, there's nothing for you to really do other than just sit now and like soak up the healing, the help, soak up the energy, radiate. I don't know, that's all I see is like light codes and like, you know, get your water, your exercise, your sleep, your whatever, your stretch. But it's not like a time of like going out there and like forcing things right now. Right now, I see it as like you just sitting there, as like Buddha did on the tree, and like Source is going to enlighten you. You don't have to do anything. You've already really done some like real soul, like I feel like this inner, and if you haven't already done that inner child kind of rescue in the burning building, I feel like most have already done that it's like now they're just feeling a little bit burnt. But maybe there's someone who's like, oh, is that all I gotta do? And they go back and do that, and then it's like, shoo, okay, easy. It just is like something so little, and it's an inner child thing. That inner child doesn't feel safe or protected because they want to stop the fire. But now I'm hearing that song, we didn't start the fire, it was always burning as the world's been turning. Yeah, it's not the child's fault. It's not that inner child's fault. It's not their, if they didn't start the fire, it's not their job to put out the fire. And so I feel like it's just saying, soak it up. Soak up all the healing energy right now, because you've already gone through the really hard part. You've gone through the fiery parts. I feel like now is going to be like the love and the water and the soothing energy, the real part that comes in and heals and softens and creates life. So after every ending, there's always a new beginning. So we'll leave it there. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.